Hey, welcome. This is Dr. Matt Bergman. I want to share with you this really helpful tool. It's called Snorkl, and it gives instantaneous feedback to students as they record a video and answer a question. And I love how this is set up because it is geared towards learning and it provides a very effective feedback. So let's show you how it works. So first of all, you want to sign up for a free account with Snorkl, and there's some different ways that you can access it. You can see right here I'm on the Snorkl dashboard, and I can try a sample activity. And when I click on these sample activities, I can click on this one right here, whether or not I would want a jet or a private plane, and I'm going to go ahead down here. And you'll notice that as a student, I have a variety of different tools that I can use right here. I'm going to go ahead and record my screen. So would I rather have a jet or a private island? I'd rather have a private island because then I could be alone. I really like the idea of being alone. The second thing is that I love being able to explore. So it would allow me to explore things that nobody else has seen. However, one of the things that I would really struggle with is being alone. So that might be a downfall. All right, so I go ahead and I submit this. I can listen to it, I can cancel and redo, but then when I hit submit, check this out. So what it will do is it's actually going to analyze my recording that I just gave it, and it's going to give feedback based upon how well I answered this question. And so let's see what type of feedback I get from Snorkl. The feedback will actually appear right up in here, and you can see right now it's generating that feedback for me. I can listen to my response again if I'd like, and it provides different points that I can go ahead and listen to or access right here on the screen or over on the side. It gives me a grade, and it also gives me some interesting things right here, and I can actually listen to it. And it'll read it to me. So that's really neat that you can have that. Now, how exactly could I go about having this available for students? Well, first of all, I could find an existing activity, and you can see there's tons of different activities out there. And I just simply click on whatever activity I want. I mean, let's check it out. Math for grade 3, there are tons and tons of different activities. Or I could go and I could create my own. So I'm going to go ahead and create an activity. So I'm going to create this, and I'm going to call it area problem. And so I have this whiteboard, which I'm going to go ahead and add to my whiteboard. I'm going to add this particular problem. So I could add text. So I'm going to click on text right here. I'm going to paste. I could add a picture if I wanted to. I could add an object. So I'm going to go ahead and add an object right here. I can even change the color if I want. So there's fill, there's no fill, whatever it is I want to do. I can click Done Editing. Now, the other thing that I can do too is I can say, all right, so what are the instructions? And I'm going to say calculate the area of this rectangle. And then I can go ahead and change the feedback settings. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can do it automatically from whatever's on here. AI is going to look at the whiteboard and kind of come up with what type of feedback you want, or you could come up with your own. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate from the whiteboard, and so it's going to look through my problem and it's going to say, okay, this is how I'm going to provide feedback. Now, this is an easy way of looking at this because it's a math problem, so it does give a correct answer. But if you have something that might not necessarily be a math problem and maybe open to interpretation, you might want to give it a little bit more feedback. You can also edit it right here. This is correct, so I think we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm. And then I click assign. Now, one of the things that you need to have in Snorkl is a classroom. Okay, this is where you are going to assign assignments and also gather those assignments. So I'm going to click on create a class, and I'm going to call this period 2 math. Okay, I can change the color, so I can change it to whatever color I want, and I can hit create. I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and now I want to choose the settings for this class. So I can say it's going to start and end at a certain day. I can have a login, so a guest login, so students can log in without a join code or name. I can allow that to happen, or I can just keep it as is. So I'm going to just use it as guest login, and I'm going to show you what that means here in just a second. And I'm going to go to the activity. Now, none of my students have actually participated in this activity yet because I don't see anything here on my dashboard. So I could create my own response if I wanted, maybe to demonstrate this, or I could share this with my students. So if you're used to tools in the past like Flipgrid and even Padlet and other tools like that, you can do the exact same thing where there's a QR code, there's a code right here, or there's a link. So what actually does this look like from a student's perspective? Well, let's open up an incognito window to sort of show you what students are going to see. So when this is open, they can log in with their Google account, their Microsoft account, or they can log in as a guest. So I turn that feature on. Remember, that was a feature that I turned on. So I'm going to just say Matt, I'm going to hit submit, and I'm going to go ahead and start a response. So I'm going to click on this response, and I'm going to click on record, okay, and I'm going to allow. And okay, so this is my math problem. We have a length of 20 meters and a width of 15 meters. Basically what you do is you take the length times width, and then you get 300, and it should be meters squared or square meters because you're multiplying meters times meters. I'm going to go ahead and hit end. I can listen to it. I can go ahead and hit submit. But now it's going to upload my response, and it's going to give me feedback because I'm allowing it. Once again, that setting, I'm allowing it to do that. But let's see what the teacher sees. So I'm going to go over here, and as you can see right here, I actually have this particular problem. And so I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to see what type of feedback this student was able to get. Now, once again, it's analyzing the video, it's analyzing the language. I can listen to the recording that the student gave. I can turn off the volume and just listen to it in closed cap or watch it in closed captioning. So there's some different options for me on how I actually go through and I do this. So I think that's really helpful from a teaching standpoint. Now, obviously, it's using AI, so it's a little bit slower than it might typically be if you just uploaded the video and that's it. But I love how it's providing instantaneous feedback to my students, and it's also going to give me some different types of insights as well if I need that, and a little bit in timer here. So I might have to wait a few minutes for it to generate, but Snorkl, a great tool that you can use to give formative assessments, give instantaneous feedback. Like I said, get insights on what exactly is happening in your classroom so that you can customize instruction and meet the needs of your students.